This segment is sponsored by iChiro Clinics and Peak Performance Integrated Medicine, where getting to the root of your pain and returning you to your former self is a top priority. Dr. Michael Quast is here to talk about how that's done using an integrated approach. Hi, Dr. Quast.
Hi there.
We've been calling you by a new name, iChiro Clinics and Peak Performance Integrated Medicine, and it is that integrated approach that is super important to you that folks understand how it works.
Yeah, it's really kind of an exciting time. It's a big deal, for decades we were working with patients on the therapy end of things, working with the musculoskeletal, meaning the muscles, the joints, the tendons, the ligaments, all of that. We were been working with that therapy wise, exercising, stretching, all of that. And that can get you so far, right? What about the people who were so messed up that it wasn't enough? You
Mm.
know, we didn't we just didn't have a lot of options until now. Now with the regenerative therapies that are available, which probably everybody's been hearing about because there's a lot of places that are doing regenerative therapies. What's different about us is if you think about it, if you do the regenerative therapy and you do all of the therapies that we're doing, the exercises, the stretching, the working on all those muscles and tissues, and you put it together, that's where we're seeing the absolute best results. And
Now,
that's what's
Dr.
pretty cool.
Quast, I'm not sure that everybody does know what regenerative therapies are. I think we should start at the basement and build the and build the structure. Explain what that means when you talk about regenerative therapies.
Yeah, so it's basically using medical procedures to try to heal tissue. And so there's a few different ways that can be done. Usually it's done with injections, and what you're injecting is different products that are out there. One of the products is called PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and what they do is they draw your blood and they spin it, and then it'll separate, and then they'll take part of that out and put it in a shot and then put that in the joint, and that will help rapidly heal a joint, a muscle,
Mm.
a tissue. And that's been being used for a long time. It's very effective, and we've had some really phenomenal results with patients with that. One of the key things is if you only do that and we don't do the therapies, think of it like this: if you have a car and it's out of alignment, one tire is wearing out,
Yeah.
you can go and then just get a new tire and put it on there, but then that tire will wear out too because it's not the tire's fault, it's the system's putting too much pressure into that tire, making it wear out. So if you have like a bad knee, say, and you just get an injection, but you don't do any of the therapies to fix why that knee wore out, which is all the muscles and tissues compressing it, you're just going to have that same problem again. And even see that with joint replacements where they only last 10 years or maybe a little longer because all of the causes are still left there. So we want to get to those causes by doing the therapies and then the regenerative stuff too. Another piece of the regen is it's called a human cellular tissue product. So when a baby's born, the mom and the baby go home. The umbilical cord used to go in the garbage.
Yeah.
Now they take that and they process it through FDA labs, and they do all this work to get that all perfect with different cells in there, including stem cells and all other types of cells that are in there. And they'll pull that out and process it, and then we can then use that and inject that into joints, which then heals those tissues that are involved as well. And there's a bunch of other ones. So it's just an exciting time, and there's new things coming out and all of that. So in my mind, when we go from a conservative approach of doing therapies, regenerative therapies, and then the next level is then joint replacements and surgeries and things like that.
But
Those are
in
riskier.
Yes. So trying all you can to avoid those later steps and attack it with these some new, some not so new therapies, regenerative therapies. All
Yeah, and
right.
even in the therapy realm, there's so many new things too that we have with the computers and technology that, it's just people aren't aware of it.
Well, if you would like to find out more about the therapy opportunities with iChiro Clinics and Peak Performance Integrated Medicine, go to the website. You can book an appointment there. It's iChiroClinics.com. Check it out. It is worth it if you could find a solution to what's been bothering you for so long. Dr. Quast, thank you.
Thank you.